We had a little hiccup this morning. Well, we're still in the middle of the hiccup. Show you what's going on. Now we have old motors in Adrenaline. They're original 1988 Yanmar diesels, and they can run for a long time. They could run forever if you take care of them. But things start happening more and more frequently that just kind of pop up. And this morning was one of them. So like every time you start your engine, you really should check the oil, check the coolant, which we do, check the belt tension, check the transmission fluid. So I generally check the oil, check the coolant. I do that every single time. And then I'll check the belt tension just by touching it, making sure there's not too much play. I might have to tighten that one up a little actually. But there's also this little belt for the water pump that is way down here, and it's not connected to this one, and it's hard to get to when the whole engine cover is on and everything. So I don't generally check that every single time. And this morning I started the motors, and as soon as I start the motors, I usually look over the side at the exhaust and make sure water is pumping through the exhaust. This morning, for some reason, I didn't do that. There's my mistake. After about 5 to 10 minutes of running the motors, I all of a sudden get some alarms popping up. I see some smoke coming from down here. Shut it off immediately, come down here and start diagnosing the problem. And it turned out that the engine was overheating. There was a high temperature alarm. And the reason was because there was no water pumping through the system, because this belt was super loose. I don't know how this bolt was still tight, but it must have been loose enough just for the whole thing to slide up and make the belt loose, because the belt's still in good shape and everything. So there was no water flow through the motor, so it overheated, and hopefully no permanent damage. I turned it off immediately, so I doubt there is. But one thing that did happen because of that is that, look, I'll show you. Back here at the exhaust, see that guy right there? Big hole melted through the exhaust hose. We can't run the motor right now because we'll just get exhaust and water filling the cabin and everything like that. Oh man. So I think what I'm gonna do, I do have a short piece of exhaust tube, like maybe that long, like 12 inches long or something. And I might have like an adapter, like a plastic connecting piece that came with our muffler that we replaced a little while ago. So I might have something to kind of like splice in a new exhaust hose. And if I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might just cut off this part with the hole, see if there's enough extra hose where I could kind of just push it, like, I don't know, we'll see. Alright, this is a little adapter that came with our Vetus muffler, but we used the size that we needed. That's not gonna work. Alright, I think temporary fix job. I was able to kind of cut off most of that, or all of the hole, which was up here, and pull the tube far enough to get it back onto the exhaust manifold. And yeah, it's a little tight. You guys see all the exhaust everywhere. I think it'll hold until we're able to get another exhaust tube. So, Sierra, you want to start the motor? Get ready to stop if I say. for too long, the whole exhaust tube is just compromised. It was like the layers were delaminating from each other, so our temporary fix wasn't no good. So let's see, probably our only option is to get another exhaust tube. We still have the other motor, so we can still go, just a little slow, and we won't have maneuverability in tight spots. Can you grab me a tape measure, please? We're gonna see where we can get another exhaust tube. Shouldn't be too hard. We're not out in the boonies too much. Like, we're just getting a coin jock, so definitely no luck in getting an exhaust hose today. We're just gonna continue on one motor, try to get the sail out when we can. Hopefully get to Monteo, North Carolina, like close to like the Outer Banks tonight or tomorrow morning. It's Sunday, so most places aren't even open for me to call, but there's a bunch of marinas and a Napa by there, and we're in Albemarle Sound right now, and the sun's just starting to go down. We actually are able to put the sails up, which is awesome. Just a nice light breeze right on our quarter. 5 to 6 knots with like little wind. Beautiful, beautiful out. We're just gonna anchor right behind the land over here. We're not gonna make it all the way to Monteo tonight before it gets dark, and there's a lot of lobster pot buoys out here, or probably crab buoys out here, wherever they are.
How does he look so normal?
I mean, my hands are freezing. I've been like walking around the boat all day long doing boat projects.
I've been cooking him every meal.
You're the best.
You wanna play? You wanna play? Well, I just got shot down.
So tomorrow when everything opens, we're gonna call up some places, see if we find that exhaust hose, and keep on cruising. Hopefully it goes smooth in the morning and we have a good chunk of day left to keep on moving. We just dropped the anchor in Shallow Bag Bay.
You put your beanie down.
Why, you don't like how my beanie looks?
Like a beanie.
There's Napa Auto Parts store over here, so I called them up. They have what we need. We're gonna go get it. Are we gonna do anything else? I guess we're gonna get lunch over here.
We're trying to save money by not going out to eat, but today's an exception, I guess.
Free dockage, 24-hour max. What are you looking at? First impressions?
Cool little town. We got a lot of pirate stuff. Pirate restaurants, pirate ships.
We gotta check into the history. This is getting close to where Blackbeard was.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
39.33.
Lord.
Just leaving Monteo. Is it Monteo or Monteo? Not sure. Comment if you know. So far so good on the exhaust hose. Checked everything this morning on both motors, coolant, oil, belt tension, water pump belt tension, and we got some water flow and we're good. So knock on wood. We're in the Pamlico Sound right now. We finally got the sails up because it's big open area and we're not stuck in the channel. So we're sailing along faster than on the motors, 6 to 7 knots, beating into the wind. Yeah, we're gonna have to tack here in a minute because we're getting pretty shallow. We're real close to Hatteras Island, like the Outer Banks area. The wind's supposed to shift in our favor, but it hasn't yet, so we're gonna have to tack and then probably tack again. Good day. It was a little warmer this morning, getting a little cool. It's getting really foggy out right now, so just trying to pay attention pretty good.
We have another stowaway. So we didn't get very far today. We were hoping to get much farther, but it gets dark so early and we're not gonna make it, so we're gonna stop. And right now
Where are we not gonna make it to?
like around Oriental area, either on the north shore or south shore of that land. But we're not gonna get there, so we're stopping. Where are we? In the middle of nowhere. We're trying to get protection from a strong wind that's coming tonight.
We had a half a day that was kind of warm. It's back to being freezing again. Oh, it's actually towards the end of the day. We left that weird random anchorage in the middle of nowhere. We didn't even have cell service out there. It's just behind some land in like the marsh in North Carolina. We sailed all day long, some sort of downwind all day, and we're just arriving in Oriental. It was pretty fun actually. We were surfing down some nice little waves the whole way here. Top speed was like 14 knots surfing down a wave. Oh, and under Genoa the whole time. Max speed 14.3, average 7.4. 5.5 miles left till we get to Oriental. Do you want to add anything?
Tomorrow it says it's supposed to be 71 degrees.
No way. At least it's gonna be warm. My hands are freezing right now. Psst. What are we doing?
Going for a run. Guess what, guys? We're wearing shorts.
So we got to Oriental yesterday. It was literally like 50 degrees, maybe high 40s, and it poured all morning long. Most of the day today actually, till like what, 3 o'clock, stopped raining. But it finally got a little warm. It's like 70 now. The Freetown dock was occupied, so we're just out on the hook. Now we're going for a run.
Tomorrow, our goal is to get to Beaufort to fuel up and get water, and then possibly head out the inlet tomorrow night, but it might be looking like Saturday morning, and we're gonna try to head from Beaufort straight to Jacksonville.
It's supposed to be really calm out there. Might not be a lot of a breeze, but hopefully we have just enough to fly the Spinnaker and get us cruising along at 5 or 6 knots, get all the way to Jacksonville. Probably 2 or 3 days. 3 days. We'll see you guys later.